Welcome back to the Access TV live presentation of the Revolver Guitar World Rock and Roll Roast of Dee Snider. Presented by Peavey. More live insults happening right now.
Hello, are you a fading rock star that is way past their glory days? Have you gone from burning in hell to burning through another good pair of leather pants? Well, rockers, you'll never have to walk alone again. Hi, I'm Brandy Roderick, Playmate of the Year, Baywatch Babe, and celebrity spokesmodel for Dee Snider's Depends, the only adult diaper for the old and incontinent rock stars. Now that many rock stars are hitting that certain age, they also seem to be missing those high notes and repeatedly hitting those brown notes. Remember when Dee Snider said he wasn't gonna take it? Now he's not gonna make it to the bathroom, and he's going to do something about it. Now you can enjoy the comfort, the look, the feel, the absorbing power of Dee Snider's Depends, the most rocking of all the adult diapers on the market. I can't stress enough that Dee Snider went from the leader of the pack to the leader of the pack diaper. With a team of scientists at the Schneider Institute in Long Island, Dee and his team of diaperologists have proven that you can't stop rock and roll, especially when you can't even stop your own sphincter. Depends are biodegradable, hypoallergenic, and they come in 3 rocking sizes: Angus Young, Ozzy Osbourne, and for those supersized rock star loads, Meatloaf. No longer will you have to stay hungry to avoid making a giant lump in your spandex. Oh, come all ye faithful and try a pair of Depends risk-free now.
These diapers.
Hey, who doesn't? Thank you, Depends, and thank you, Dee Snider.
That's Brandy. Our next roaster carries on the family tradition of pretending not to be Jewish. Shane Snyder.
Please. The only thing I did to get up on this dais was escape balls. And then leave a vagina that most of you guys would kill to get into. Speaking of which, the last time any of you guys did something that mattered, I was sperm. Hi, Mom. Do you guys know what an Oedipus complex is? For those of you who don't know, it's this guy. He killed his father and married his mother. He was a bit of a pioneer. I'm kidding. Of course, I could never kill my father, and anyway. What an honor it is to be roasting my father with such amazing, talented people. I mean, we've got, what's his name? And how could we forget about these guys over here? There's a bunch of them. There's a bunch of super famous people. Ooh, truly famous enough to get on the D list. Which is being generous because that's a passing grade. And, it makes you guys not technically failures, but whatever. But in truth, I'm familiar with each and every one of you. Like you, Mark Metcalf, unlike everybody else, I have never forgotten you. Not because of your career, but because a single day has not gone by in my life where someone has not screamed your lines into my face. Do you want to know what I want to do with my life, Mark? Everybody always asks me, what do you want to do with your life? I'll tell you what I want to do. I would like one memorable role in a classic comedy, and then the rest of my life, I'll just wait around until Dee Snider needs some more cameos. But judging by tonight, that's probably the way my career is going anyway. So, a bit weird looking at my future over there. Speaking of parasites feeding off my father's waste, Lita Ford, everybody. Lita Ford. Oh, you owed that. I said I would fuck my mother. Come on. Lita, you are a great example of what all metal women should be like. You're relatively unknown, and you're fuckable when I'm drunk. I'm not drunk yet. Speaking of things I'd only fuck when drunk, Zakk Wylde's beard. Now, I hate to be the guy to break this to you, Zach, but your beard looks a lot like what I would imagine Cousin It's abortion to look like. I mean, it's even got a fucking umbilical cord. It's uncanny. Now, onto the main course. Dad, there's something I've been wanting to ask you for a long time now. At some point in your life, you made the decision to dress up in women's clothing and dance around on stage in front of as many people as you could. Why, after you made that decision, did you decide to send your children to public school? I'll tell you right now, this is less of a roast and more of a guilt trip 25 years in the making, you son of a bitch. There's nowhere I've been able to truly escape my heritage. In high school as a freshman, it was quite rough. I'd walk down the hallways and seniors would yell at me, "Snider, we're not gonna take it." And I'd say, "I didn't ask you to. You don't have to take anything. If you have something from me that you don't want to take, it's not for me. I didn't send you anything." Other times they would go, "Snider, I want to rock." I'd go, "Just do it. Just it's okay." I'm not the rock police. You know, follow your dreams. Seriously. Thank you. But seriously, I don't know what I'm supposed to say. There's no after-school special about being Dee Snider's son, although I could have used it. Meredith Baxter Birney could have played my mom and my dad. And I don't know who that woman is, but they told me you guys would. So I hope you enjoyed that reference. I'm young. A lot of people ask me, they go, "Shane, so how much pussy do you get because of your dad?" And let me tell you guys right now, none! None ever, nor shall I ever in the future. Because they're aging with me. They're not getting any younger, for one. For two, you are a scary-ass 6'2" transvestite with a heart of gold. And for three, you're not that fucking famous, unfortunately. I can't tell you the amount of times I've been at a bar and tried to name drop. And the conversation went a little bit like, "Oh, hey, yeah, my dad's Dee Snider. No big deal, no big deal." Oh, you have no clue who that is. He was in a band called Twisted Sister. Still? No? Okay. He made a horror movie called Strangeland. Yep. That's the most amount of people I've ever known that's seen that movie. That's unbelievable. I wish I ran into you at a bar. But unfortunately, it would go like, "Oh, you haven't heard of it? Because it did terrible. And he's the only star in it." I'd be like, "Oh, wait, okay. I know. My dad was on Celebrity Apprentice." "Oh, you watched that?" "Yeah, he was." "Oh, but no. No, he's not Meatloaf." No. Thank God. Thank God my dad isn't Meatloaf, right, Scott? I could only imagine the therapy bills. But you know why I'm really in therapy, Pops? And it's not because of you, it's because of your fucking psychopathic fans. As a child, there was nowhere I could go where I wasn't approached by a drunk 40-year-old biker who would slur to me something along the lines of, Jesse's my brother. "Jesse, listen, I used to see your dad over at Hammerheads in Comac back before it got turned into a hibachi-style Japanese restaurant. I don't know why every place you touch turns to hibachi-style Japanese restaurants. Just the way it goes on Long Island, I suppose. And this is, you're applauding hibachi restaurants. Come on, there's some celebrities here. This is a true story. This is my favorite story, but one day in high school, I was taking an earth science class, and I had to bring in one of each type of rock. Igneous, metamorphic, and fucking public schools. I don't know what the third one is. But I had them in my backpack, and one day after school, this guy was walking by, and I was reaching my bag, and he goes, "Snider, I want a rock." So I pulled a rock out of my bag, and I tossed it to him. And he caught it. And he looks at the rock, and he looks at me, and he looks at the rock, and he looks at me, he goes, "So, you just carry these around all the time now, or?" I was in the same class as this stupid fucking idiot. all the same, Pops. I wouldn't trade a single second of my life for anybody else's. And it's not because you got me into concerts or I get to do cool stuff like coming and roasting you and your friends, but it's because you and Mom are the most supportive, loving, and amazing parents a kid could ask for. I love you guys both so much. I hope I make you proud, because I'm proud to be your son. Thank you all. Thank you, Mr. Josh Bernstein. Have a good night.
Look, Dee, this is a roast, and I hate to roast somebody that I do have respect for, and I do have indeed respect for you, but give me a break. Your hair is horrible. I should be firing you if for no other reason it's the hair, but you made me look good. That's why you lasted so long on Celebrity Apprentice. That's why you did so well. You always made me look good. My hair is terrible, but yours is actually worse. So for that, I thank you. Now, Dee, I'm supposed to be firing people on Celebrity Apprentice, but you can only really fire somebody that has a real job. You don't have a real job. You make all that money with going back and forth and singing, and the women all love you, and your family loves you. What I like the most about you, though, is you did have courage. You whacked your finger on Celebrity Apprentice, broke the hell out of it, and you didn't sue me. You're the only guy that didn't sue me. Everyone else sues. So you became very, very special in my heart. But in all seriousness, you're an amazing guy. You're a great guy with lots of talent. We loved having you on the show. I hope they roast the hell out of you tonight because you deserve it. But you're also terrific. Good luck and have a great evening.
Oh my goodness, Donald Trump. And we'll be right back.
I wanna rock! Stay tuned for more from the Access TV live presentation of the Revolver Guitar World Rock and Roll Roast of Dee Snider, presented by Peavy. Lita Ford and Craig Gass light it up when we return.
We've all had those moments. When you lost the thing you can't believe you lost. When what you just bought just broke. Or when you have a little trouble a long way from home. As an American Express card member, you can expect some help. But what you might not expect is you can get all this with a prepaid card. Spends like cash, feels like membership.
Stop. Gotham Comedy Live, Access TV, me, Robert Kelly, you, your girlfriend, on the couch, Thursday night. Woo! Watch some comedy, have some laughs, and then get into bed. Get a little of that going. It's a great night. Get to watch a guy that's way less sexier than you on TV. They put fat guys on TV again, like the old days. Remember Dom DeLuise? I'm back, baby. Woo!
If you're not here Monday night, you're missing out on a chance to see Justin Timberlake performing live for the first time in nearly 5 years. He'll be at the DirecTV Super Saturday Night Party presented by Access TV the day before the Super Bowl, and you can go too, but you have to watch to win tickets. This is beyond huge, and not only that, but we're sitting down one-on-one with the hottest name in music, Ed Sheeran. Call your family, call your friends, because it all starts Monday at 10 Eastern only on Access TV.
I wanna rock! Welcome back to the Access TV live presentation of the Revolver Guitar World Rock and Roll Roast of Dee Snider, presented by Peavy. More live insults happening right now.
Welcome back. Lita Ford is about to come up here, which means in a parallel universe, the crowd is going crazy as Joan Jett hits the stage with Teller. Lita Ford.
Abracadabra. Let's move this thing along. You could drop dead of a heart attack any second. What's up, everybody? It's so good to be here at the Roast of Dee Snider. Or as I like to call it, 9 guys I would never fuck.